Hi. I'll start out. I have a question, and I can't see you that well, so you need some help with people counting. How many people here would pay $2 every time you needed to charge your cell phone? I don't see very many hands, but some people would. You are really addicted to your phone. How many people would spend 25% of your waking hours charging your cell phone? Hiking to charge your cell phone, waiting for it to charge, hiking back to your house. Okay, I see 0 hands, but that doesn't mean much. Poor people in the world have to spend a great deal of time and money on basic services that we all take for granted. I've studied poverty for 12 years now, and I've come to one conclusion. Poverty sucks. As a matter of fact, it takes about people who light their homes with candles and kerosene lamps. These are people who can't afford electricity, are spending much more than people who can connect a light bulb in their house and plug it in. As a matter of fact, it's a 1,000 to 1 ratio. It costs 1,000 times more to light your home with kerosene and candles than it costs to light your home with electricity. Poor people pay more for basic services. On the other hand, working in humanitarian development is a really rewarding career. And if we get enough people here that are interested in this, we can solve the problem of endemic poverty. One of the inventions that we've been asked to create, we design new technologies, is a solar vaccine refrigerator. The problem is that to get vaccines, well, vaccines have to be kept cold. Many vaccines have to be kept cold from the moment they're made to the moment they're actually injected into a human body. To get vaccines to really rural parts of Africa and Asia, over half of all the vaccines spoil before they're ever used. It's a multi-billion-dollar problem that affects millions of lives. So they strap a big cold pack to somebody's back, and then he hikes up mountains and across valleys and across rivers, and finally 5 or 6 days later, he arrives at a job site where they need to have a vaccination clinic with what might be still cold vaccines and might not be cold vaccines. What we were asked to do was to design a refrigerator that could be placed at that location, at the village where the man with the vaccines, when he shows up, starts a vaccine clinic, because vaccines need to be kept cold all during the clinic period. And we designed a vaccine refrigerator that you can make almost anywhere in the world out of locally available parts. It doesn't use electricity of any kind. It doesn't have any moving parts. You simply put it in the sun and it freezes stuff. It doesn't break any of the laws of thermodynamics. And I will explain it to you if you have time after this. Right now, it would take a little bit longer than the time I have allotted here. We also have a workshop in Guatemala where we prototype new technologies. Most of our work is done in Guatemala. We were asked by a group of women who raise amaranth grain, 110 women who have an amaranth co-op. They each have about 1/6 of an acre of amaranth growing, and it takes them 2 weeks after they've harvested their amaranth to winnow it. They actually push it through a sieve with their hands. The whole family works on this. They push the grain through the sieve with their hands, and the husks stay in the sieve, and the grain falls through. And that's a clean product you can sell, and you can bake with, that sort of thing. They wanted to be able to shorten that time period. And we found a design. It's actually a design by a professor at Calvin College that we modified with these women right here. They were our design consultants on the project. And we came up with a design that fit their needs exactly. And that machine can winnow that 1/6 of an acre of amaranth. What used to take a family 2 weeks now can be done by 2 people in 2 hours. Mayan power and light. We have sometimes technologies. In addition to designing technologies, we need to design programs to get the technologies into people's hands. Mayan Power and Light addresses 3 critical issues. One, as I mentioned earlier, it costs a lot to light a home with kerosene lamps and candles. As a matter of fact, a solar a solar panel and an LED light is so much cheaper than kerosene and candles that it makes it a very easy sale. Second, Guatemalan women, rural Guatemalan women, have very few chances to earn extra income or to earn income at all. During the coffee harvesting season, they have a chance to pick coffee. During the cardamom harvesting season, they have a chance to pick cardamom. But for most of the year, they can't earn extra income. And third of all, and this is very important in this day and age, they don't have electricity, so they can't plug in their cell phone. They can't plug in a tablet. They can't go on Wikipedia. The kids can't check their homework. They're living essentially in the Middle Ages when we are all living in the 21st century. That differential is growing. So we created a program called Mayan Power and Light, where we teach Mayan women about electricity, circuits, and solar power. We then help them with basic construction skills so that they can install solar panels on buildings. And then we provide business incubation services so that they feel confident going out in the community and selling solar power to their neighbors. This is going back to the solar vaccine refrigerator design. Another method of getting technology out into people's hands is to put it online and make it free for everybody to copy. So we put our solar vaccine refrigerator online, and it's been downloaded over 3,500 times by people all over the world. In New Guinea, they're really improving the quality of it. That is a brilliant design. We've been helping them periodically by Skype. That's one of our first prototypes in Guatemala at our workshop. It's a beautiful workshop in Guatemala. And in India, there's lots of people building these in India. They've also been built in Africa. It's a wonderful device. I'll move on. Here are a couple technologies I'm really excited about. The one on the left is a generator that's made out of 100% recycled parts. You go to a scrapyard and you can find all this stuff. It's 2 disc brakes from cars and a bunch of microwave oven parts. That's it. There's $6 worth of electronics in it that it'll keep it from melting your house. But other than that, it's a 100% recycled product. It costs $6. The other one is a $600 house. Now, I'm an architect. The original budget was $300, but architects go over budget, so it ended up being $600. But it costs about the same as a refugee tent costs right now in Europe. So we can build a permanent house out of bamboo for the same cost as people are spending on a tent. We get wonderful letters from our clients. And these letters are really things that I don't have the capacity to really deal with. It's really all of the people who travel with us and all the people who help us that make it possible for us to do the work that we do. So I want to thank the hundreds of people who've traveled with us to Guatemala and the thousands of people who have helped back them up here in the United States and in other countries to make our technologies possible. Thank you.